If you want to have better sex or be a better lover, this is the right video for you. For the past 20 years, I have been working with thousands of clients, men, women, individuals, couples, to help them with their relationships and their sex life. And there are certain things that I repeat over and over and over again, and I find that they're actually the most useful. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to be giving you my best advice for ways that you can enjoy sex more and be a better lover. And the first one is about being as opposed to doing. So lots of people who I see come to me because they're having some challenges. Maybe they can't orgasm. Maybe they can't keep an erection. Maybe they come too quickly. Maybe they feel insecure about their skills, their sexual skills. All of those things, when you think about it, are the things that put us in our head, that actually create the problem of the thing that we want to fix. So if we want to have better sex, we want to have more orgasms, we want to be a better lover, we want to feel more confident, the answer to that is to be in the moment, be curious, be attuned to your own body and your partner's body, and stop doing. Stop trying to come, trying to get an erection, trying not to come, trying to give your partner an orgasm. The worst, actually one of the worst things that you can do is try to give your partner an orgasm. The problem with that is it just doesn't work. The intentions are good. I mean, it sounds good on paper, right? You're somebody who wants to give your partner an orgasm. So you're trying, you're we'll say generous and really concerned about your partner's pleasure. That's a good thing. The problem with that is you're not present. And if you're not present, you're not going to be aware of what's going on. It's really about being fully in the moment. The other problem with that is your partner knows. If they feel like you are trying to get them to come, which means they're going to be trying to come or trying to have an orgasm, and that creates pressure, and again, what it does is it just doesn't work. When we're trying to have an orgasm, when we're trying to give someone an orgasm, when we're in our head, when we're not being, but we're doing, it doesn't work. It's such a simple thing, but not necessarily so easy. You know, we've been doing things a certain way. We've been told we're supposed to do things a certain way. And in fact, it ends up causing more problems than it does good. So what do you do instead? That's the more important piece. So when I say being as opposed to doing, or being in the moment, or being curious, it's that simple. So when you find yourself trying to do something, just relax. Focus on any of your senses. You could focus on what you're seeing, you could focus on what you're feeling, you could focus on what you're smelling or what you're hearing. Whatever it is that you can do to be in the moment, in the experience. And if you want to be a great lover and a great partner, and you want your partner to have an orgasm, which, you know, why not? That's a positive thing. What you want to do is focus on pleasure. Focus on your pleasure. Focus on paying attention to her cues. Maybe it's her sounds, maybe it's her breath, maybe it's the way her or his body is moving. So paying attention, being curious, asking questions. Let's talk about asking questions. It's another thing I talk about a lot. So we'll move into that right now. So you don't want to ask, do you like this, or what do you like? They're not going to give you a whole lot of information. You want to ask either or kinds of questions. So do you like this better, or do you like it when I do this better? Does this feel good, or does this feel better? Do you like it here or here? Do you like it when I do this with my tongue or that with my tongue? You want to ask either or kinds of questions and get really curious and be in the moment, and it's really about pleasure. And as a matter of fact, if you can tell your partner, I don't want you to come, I just want you to relax and just enjoy. No coming right now. I just want to explore your body, and I want to savor every inch of it. That's going to work much better than you going at it, trying to give her or him an orgasm. So that's a really important thing. It's probably the biggest thing, the communication and the being in the moment. Those are I'm going to say foundational principles to being able to enjoy sex more and to be able to be a better lover. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites, actually, and it is as simple as having fun. Now, having fun. Well, isn't sex fun? Well, for some of us, not everyone. Sometimes it's too serious. Sometimes it creates anxiety. Sometimes we feel self-conscious or insecure. But you know what? It is supposed to be fun. So stop taking it so seriously. And how do you do it? How do you have fun? It's easy to say, but let me talk about some things that you can do to have fun. First of all, I think everybody should have some kind of sex toys or lubricants or things to make sex novel, fun, adventurous, erotic. And there are so many wonderful toys, and you can watch my video, I'll put the link below, about some of these toys that you can use. And they not only make it fun, they also add some eroticism. And when we can add some eroticism, meaning our imagination, meaning our playfulness, meaning things that are a little naughty, it always makes sex better. Sex can be so much fun and so much more exciting when we are having fun and when we're adding in sex toys or props or different music or even a different location sometimes. So changing things up a bit can make all the difference in the world. I have one more bit of advice for you, and this is really, really important. And it is to seduce your partner all the time. A lot of people think of seduction as, oh, if I'm in the mood for sex, I'm going to do something like in that moment to get my partner to have sex with me. And, it's not a horrible thing, but if you can seduce your partner all the time and kind of keep that sexual tension, that sexual energy alive, then sex is not only going to be more pleasurable, because it will, but it's also going to be more frequent. Some people like to focus on how much they're having sex. How often are they having sex? It's like, oh, my partner wants to have sex 5 times a week. I want to have sex once a week. And I say that it's not so much about quantity as much as quality. If you're focusing on the number of times and those times are not that great, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start having sex less and less and less often. And at some point, you may not have sex at all. If you are having sex that's not good, it's better not to have sex at all. So what works much better is if when you have sex, it's good, you're going to want to have sex more often. And in fact, when we have sex less often, it usually is more enjoyable. Now, when you're in a new relationship, or maybe you're having sex with lots of people, different. But when you're in a relationship for a while with the same person, then less is better. More quality, less quantity. Again, you can have more sex if it's good, but if you're having sex all the time, it's kind of like chocolate. I love chocolate, but when I eat it only on special occasions, I love it that much more. Or when I just have a couple pieces, it tastes so much better. But if you take your favorite food, for example, and you eat it every single day, I don't know, it just loses something. It's not as exciting. So I think it's the same with sex. Food and sex for me are very much connected in so many different ways. But this idea of seducing your partner all the time, and that means flirting, it means dressing sexily, it means touching them in certain ways without any demand or even expectation of sex. Again, it's keeping that sexual energy and that connection alive. Then your partner's going to want sex more, and so are you. And it's always good to hold off a little bit, to tease, to get that anticipation going. And then when you do finally have sex, you are both ready. But that seduction all the time, it just means being fun, flirtatious, playful, loving, sexy. It will make a huge difference in your sexual experiences, but it's also going to make a huge difference in your relationship. So if you take even one of these bits of advice that I have given you today in this video, and you put it into practice, it can make a big, giant difference in your sex life. Just pick one. So maybe it is about communicating more. Maybe it is about being more in the moment. Maybe it is about more fun, getting yourself some sex toys. Maybe it's learning how to seduce your partner every day. You do one of these things, it's going to make a difference. You do more than one, it's going to make a bigger difference, but you don't need to do them all at the same time. Try one and see how it goes. Do you have any sex advice? If so, put it below. I want to hear it. And what's the best or worst sex advice that you have been given? You know, we're all given all kinds of advice, and sometimes it's helpful and sometimes it's not, but I would love to hear it. And if you are enjoying these videos and they're helpful in any way, please do subscribe, give the video a like. You know I always appreciate you being here and watching the videos, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.